The thing about DMX is he never begged the machine to love him. He said it straight, let me make my music, keep the weird favors and fake dinners.
Now, you got issues with the industry. What's going down with the industry, dog?
The industry is full of a bunch of sucking, dick riding, bending over the desk ass niggas, straight up like that. Whoever don't like it, bring it, nigga. Bring it. I don't give a fuck. Bring it.
People rolled their eyes saying, that's just X ranting again. But the more we've learned, the more that old footage hits different. He wasn't trying to be polite, he was trying to be honest. And honestly, it aged a little too well, but that wasn't the whole story.
I get a little uncomfortable. I get uncomfortable. Like he said something to me one time, a long time ago. He told me to take me shopping. I looked at him like, what'd you just say? Let me move, man, before I do something. You're gonna make me mess up the wedding.
Let's be clear on the scoreboard before we get messy. In early July 2025, a Manhattan jury found Sean Diddy Combs not guilty on racketeering, conspiracy, and sex trafficking charges, but guilty on 2 Mann Act counts tied to transportation for prostitution. He's been locked up pending sentencing, which is scheduled for October 3rd. That's the official part, the part you can point to without getting dragged into rumor mills. And once the verdict landed, a different kind of conversation started. The stories that came out in court were rough to hear. Kid Cudi talked about a 2011 home break-in, and later his car getting hit with a Molotov cocktail. He didn't say Diddy tossed it, but the timeline and motives got attention. Cassie Ventura's testimony painted a long, ugly picture. Former assistant Capricorn Clark described an early morning gun, a forced ride, and violence she says she witnessed. Not every detail lined up across every witness. That's normal. Juries weigh gaps, credibility, consistency, the whole thing. The point is, the room felt heavy for a reason, and that's exactly when people started replaying DMX clips. DMX never hid his disgust for the handshake and wink culture, pay-to-play vibes, be friendly for favors, the quiet rules that shape what gets heard. Years before any courtroom headlines, artists around Bad Boy were already complaining about money and control, publishing fights, image makeovers, the business calling the shots, different era, same pressure. X's answer was simple, I'll be in the industry, but I'm not of it. That's why nobody could manage him. He just wouldn't bend the way the machine wanted. Ask the Alaks about how friendly publishing deals used to be. But the tension wasn't just label politics, it went presidential. Then came the curveball, a question to President Trump about a possible pardon. He said he'd look at the facts. 50 Cent heard that and basically said, nope. I'll make sure he hears me first. Hip-hop courtrooms in the Oval Office. Sure, that's normal now. Love them or not, both men know the power of a headline. And this one kept the story boiling long after the verdict. Meanwhile, another narrative was forming. Redemption or PR spin. Here's where we keep it clean. Confirmed, the split verdict, the sentencing date, who took the stand, and the broad strokes of what they said. Testimony, allegations, the break-in claims, the car bombing story, the assistant's kidnapping account, and the violent incidents, online buzz, the shopping anecdotes, the industry favors, the darker insinuations. Those live in rumor territory unless courts or documents back them. So when we talk about it, we say reports claim, testimony allege, rumors suggest. No chest thumping, just clarity. On the defense side, Combs' team is now floating a redemption plan to avoid more time. Advocacy work, counseling, the whole I've changed pitch. Whether that's growth or optics, depends who you ask. Which brings us back to why DMX hit a nerve in the first place. Strip the noise, and X's message was simple. The business can twist talent into a product, then punish you for refusing the costume. He didn't want to be molded, marketed, or made safe. He wanted to spit truth and go home. The sarcasm, the bark, the rough edges, that was the point. He warned about vultures. He warned about trading away your soul for spins and fancy rooms. People laughed. Then the stories started piling up. And suddenly, the crazy guy sounded like the only adult in the room. So what do we do with that now? Maybe the lesson isn't X was perfect. He had demons. He said so. Maybe the real take is this. When power meets profit, the truth gets blurry unless someone risks saying it out loud and keeps saying it when it's unpopular. The verdict didn't settle everything. It just set the next date on the calendar. October 3rd will answer one question. how much time. It won't answer the bigger ones: who gets protected, who gets punished, and why some warnings only make sense years later. Keep your ears open. Pay attention to who benefits when the music gets quiet. And remember who told you the rules before anyone admitted they existed. Now, DMX and Diddy, cordial, cool, or conflict? Short answer, not good, not open war, mostly distance with flashes of friction. From early on, X didn't vibe with the bad boy playbook. In interviews, he said Diddy first passed on him, then circled back with a bigger offer once Def Jam was moving. X declined. He didn't want the polish, the suits, or the be nice for favors routine. He wanted control, gritty records, and zero dinner table politics. That put him on the other side of how Diddy built stars. They never formed a real creative bond. No meaningful joint records, no shared era. Around Diddy's camp, artists complained for years about money control and image flip-flops. X used those stories as exhibit A for why he stayed independent-minded. When he talked about the machine, people heard bad boy in the subtext, even if he didn't name names every time. Was there respect? On a business level, sure. X knew Diddy's power, but personally and artistically, he kept him at arm's length. As 2025 forced everyone to rewatch the old clips, that gap only looked wider. So was their connection good? Nah, more like wary professionalism. X chose his lane, refused the trade-offs, and never looked back. Quick reality check. Those viral clips claiming 50 said DMX was terrified of Diddy. I couldn't find a credible interview where 50 actually says that. What does exist on record is 50 roasting Diddy for the awkward take me shopping moment and using that to explain why he's always kept distance. That's 50 being 50, not a confession that X was scared. What 50 has said, on the record again, is why he avoided Diddy's scene and why their beef runs long. He's been loud about his discomfort with Diddy's vibe and has framed his criticism as something he's been saying for years. That supports a keep away attitude, but it's about 50's choices, not DMX's fear. As for DMX, the receipts show he kept Diddy at arm's length for business and principle. Puff initially passed on him, voice too rough, not marketable, then circled back. X said no. That reads like defiance, not fear. If anything, X refused the polish and the politics and bet on himself. Bottom line, the terrified angle feels like internet spice. The documented story is simpler. 50 didn't rock with Diddy, X didn't need him.